you're going to need standards. And it's not me telling you, it's them actually putting it specifically on the bids as well. So, for example, here it says each supplier is required to demonstrate it is fully able to execute the supply, and so on and so on. But obviously that forms as part of customer requirements with ISO 9001. So what are you going to get from the webinar today? We're going to try and help you improve your ability to win the government and private sector bids and tenders. We'll help you with some practical knowledge and tips as well on what works from industry experts. Very, very good industry experts, I might add. We have Paul Hardiman, Dawn Banner, and of course, Andy Morell from ABS Group. Paul is from Quality Partner, and Dawn is an independent consultant that also works with Paul sometimes, and she also still does things for BSI as well, I believe. Today, you're also going to be able to access some exclusive training, and we're able to help you out with things like consultancy, and I'm sure Andy can talk to you as well about certification services as well. Who's this webinar for? Well, it's specifically for companies that are looking to expand into Guyana and also to export abroad. So today we're focusing on businesses who are looking to improve the quality of submissions for things like their expression of interest or request for information or request for proposals, which are EOIs, RFIs, and RFPs. And predominantly with the local content register, which is a government ministry website by the Ministry of Natural Resources in Guyana. And of course, this applies to anybody who's also looking to commit to adopting international standards in their organization as well. The requirements are asking specifically for candidates to comply with ISO 9001 quality standards, which are standards and practices that Stena Drilling adheres to. And this was one which was, the closing date is the 20th of October. So if you're looking for a bid to get in there now. But that's, I don't think you'd be quick enough to be able to get into it. But the point is just to say that for things like expression of interest to go in for bids, specifically where the scope are for some of the larger vendors into the oil and gas industry, you're going to need standards. And it's not me telling you, it's them actually putting it specifically on the bids as well. So, for example, here it says each supplier is required to demonstrate it is fully able to execute the supply, and so on and so on. But obviously that forms as part of customer requirements with ISO 9001. The whole point of the webinar is to basically say these standards are extremely important to you and your business. And as you start to grow out, not just within the confines of working for potentially folks in Guyana, but if you're looking to also expand your services, it may be into other adjacent nations, such as Suriname or Brazil and so on. The same things apply. You know, you will need an international standard to be able to go and win those, specifically things like government contracts, and far more and more private sector contracts are also requesting the same level of adherence and compliance to these international standards.
The standard for that is ISO 9001 2015. Occupational health and safety, the standard for that is ISO